Capital One sucks and they refuse to raise my credit limit. That's what you hear all over social media. People love to say Capital One is one of the worst banks, but I'm here to tell you that's absolutely completely wrong. Because people need to understand that Capital One is one of the largest subprime lenders in the United States and one of the few banks that will help you actually rebuild your credit even if your credit isn't that great. But let me explain to you why Capital One actually matters, because a lot of people say I'm not interested in it, but listen, you gotta hear me out. If you have a low credit score or a rough credit history, Capital One is one of the best banks to work with because they are in fact a top 5 bank in the United States. They help people rebuild credit and they even let you come back after messing up an account, which is almost no other bank does that. Honestly, I don't think there is, unless you actually pay them and then they let you come back. But it's very rare if you pay them and they actually let you come back. I think American Express is the only one that actually does that besides Capital One. But a little crazy thing that I know about Capital One is you can mess it up, come right back, and you haven't repaid them, which doesn't make any sense to me, but it does actually happen a lot. But it's also very important to understand that you want to have at least 1 to 5 of the biggest banks on your credit report. Now I'm talking about Capital One, Citibank, Chase, American Express, Discover. You only need one of those on your credit report so other lenders will actually take you serious. Now this doesn't mean, oh my God, it's make or break it, you have to. No, I'm just saying, just choose one and it's gonna help you. I promise you, I've been doing this with thousands of clients for over a decade and a half. Because Capital One is in fact one of the easiest entry points when you're rebuilding credit, because they also have other credit products so you can keep everything in-house if you choose to, because they offer credit cards, auto loans, checking and savings. They're basically a one-stop shop for rebuilding your credit and your finances. So what's important to know is on today's video, I'm gonna be breaking down 2 different parts: what you're doing wrong with Capital One and a step-by-step process on how to increase your credit limit with no hard inquiry. So let's go ahead and jump right in because we have a lot of ground to cover. So let's talk about what you're doing wrong, because this is the biggest mistake that I see. People get a Capital One credit card with a low limit, usually about $250 to $500. And years later, it's still low. And you're probably asking yourself, but why? Because they stop using the card. Everyone usually says, they won't raise my limit, I'm not gonna use the card anymore. And that's exactly why your credit limit never increases. We're gonna use a little bit of logic here, and I want you to think about it. Why would a bank give you more money if you're not actually using it? Because remember, the goal is to get you in debt and keep you in debt and keep you paying interest. But we play by a different game. All you have to do is put a credit card on auto payment for your light bill, your water bill, your Hulu, your Netflix, and let it pay off completely every single month. And that's it. Keep it simple. We don't have to overcomplicate this. And no, you don't have to carry a balance. Think about this again logically. What bank is gonna look at somebody that's carrying a balance and say, oh, look at that balance. Oh yeah, they owe us money. That looks really good. Let's give them some more money. No! Anybody that's in debt, that does not look good. Whether it's $10, $20, $100, $500, debt is debt. And we're not gonna pay interest and give the banks money for free. That's just dumb. But I'm going to also cover the age-old myth. Capital One's bucket system has me in their bucket and they won't let me come out. Just stop that trash advice and that trash information. I've been working with thousands of Americans across the United States, and I've helped millions of people increase their credit scores just by analyzing their credit and saying, yeah, you're just not using your credit card properly. And the moment my clients started doing this process exactly as I told them, as exactly I'm teaching you, guess what? They got their credit limits increased. There's no bucket system. Yes, let's say it again. There's no bucket system. Stop lying to these people because you heard it on social media and you believed it. So the big question is, what's the fix? What's the secret sauce? It's actually very simple. You need to use the card consistently and strategically. This is the exact method that I teach my clients. Use the card for everyday expenses, gas, bills, subscriptions. Push the limit as high as you possibly can safely, and then pay it off immediately. Repeat it multiple times a month. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, you go buy gas. You can usually pay your credit card every day, or if the balance hasn't posted, you pay it in a couple of days. Just really pay it off in full and set your auto payment to never carry a balance so it pays off the balance in full. So let me give you a simple example. Your credit limit is $250. You spend $250 and then you pay it off. You spend $250 again and then you pay it off. Do it again. You just showed them $750 of usage on a $250 limit. This signals something major to Capital One. This person needs more credit. Now, there's also something that I call the statement date strategy. This is very critical to your success. So pay attention, because honestly, this is where most people mess up. I want you to do this exactly. Pay your balance off completely 2 days before your statement closing date. Let it report zero balance, and then don't use the card for up to 7 days after your statement closing date hits. Because this is gonna do two things. It's going to ensure that a zero balance reports to credit bureaus, and you look like a low risk borrower. Because the higher balances that you report, the more you are a high risk to any bank. You see the difference here? Now I'm gonna bring you real data points from years of experience and helping thousands of clients. If you follow this system to a T, 6 to 8 months consistently, Capital One will often increase your limit automatically. Now understand, this method actually works with any credit card company, but specifically Capital One loves zero balance reporting, because remember, you have to understand something. You're building a relationship with a actual bank. The bank's not gonna wanna trust you if you're carrying a balance because you owe them money. The more times that you don't owe them money, the more the bank is gonna love you. Again, keep it simple. If your cousin borrows $100 from you and he comes back next week, he's like, oh man, I only got 25, bro. Can I just give you another 25 and I owe you 50? You're gonna be like, no, man, give me my damn money. Sometimes you gotta put it in perspective like that because people really just don't get it. And again, we don't wanna be in debt. We don't wanna pay interest fees. We want to only use our credit to leverage it to get the things that we want or need in life. Like, you need to get approved for an apartment. You need to get approved for your electricity. You need to get a lower rate for your car insurance. These things all affect your credit score. So maintaining that and just using it exactly as it's designed to be used is gonna work a lot easier than trying to overthink the entire process. Now let's move on to part number 2. The most important one is how to request a credit limit increase step by step. This is where I say we're going to manually increase your limit. Now, before you apply, do not request a credit limit increase if you're carrying a balance. And you're asking the question, why? Again, let's go back to the banking method. You're asking for money while you're still owing money. That's an immediate red flag. So what you want to do instead is pay off your balance completely and then wait for it to cycle 3 business days and then go apply inside of the app. So let's just go step by step inside the app. Step number 1, there's gonna be 5 of these steps. You're going to open the Capital One app and then you're going to select the credit card that you want to get a credit limit increase on. You're gonna go to profile settings or account settings. Then you're going to click account features and settings. And then number 5, you're going to find and select request credit limit increase. You're gonna come up to the actual application part. These are my application tips that are very, very important. Your employment status is super important. Always select employed. Never ever select unemployed or self-employed. You will get red flagged. Don't come for me arguing in the comments. I've been doing this for a really long time. I understand what's gonna happen. People are gonna say, oh, well, I did it. Okay, congratulations. You just limited yourself because you're a high-risk borrower now. Yeah, doesn't matter if you have a high credit score. If you actually report that you're self-employed or unemployed, you're immediately red flagged. So I hope that answered the why you shouldn't do that, because these can trigger risk flags and we don't want any flags anywhere on your accounts. But even if you own a business and you're a business owner, you can still classify yourself as employed because you're employed by your business, as you should be. I wanna give a special shout out to all my beasters out there that are working hard to fix their credit using DisputeBeast, the most advanced AI credit repair software ever created that comes with the 110% money back guarantee. But specifically to Tanya. Tanya's credit score went up 289 points after just 1 round with DisputeBeast. And Christian's credit score went up 366 points after just 1 round with DisputeBeast. And let's not forget about Allison. Allison's credit score went up 204 points after just 1 round with DisputeBeast. DisputeBeast link is going to be in the video description and pinned at the top of the comments for anyone that needs to fix their credit. Now, once you get to the income part, you want to use your total household income. It clearly states that on the actual app. Include your spouse if applicable. And the biggest pro tip I can give you is don't max it out immediately. This is the second biggest mistake that people make all the time also. An example, you start at $60,000 a year, and then later you can incrementally increase yourself to $80,000. This gives you room to grow for future requests of increasing your credit limit. Because, okay, if you make $80,000 and you put $80,000 and then you don't get a raise that's significant, you don't have anything to change it to. Right? So even if I make $400,000 a year, I'm not going to put $400,000 a year because one, if they've never done business with me, it can be an immediate red flag. So I'm going to start something very mediocre, like 45, 65, 75,000. That seems logical when we don't have a relationship established with this actual bank or credit union or whoever you're putting this on their application. Now, in the other fields, you're going to see occupation. Use a professional title. Don't put self-employed. You could put Chief Executive Officer, Managing Director. I mean, literally, you can ask ChatGPT to give you a bunch of different titles and you'll get a good one. And then on your rent or mortgage, be reasonable. Like, I don't have a mortgage, so I do put 0 because it's real. Your monthly spend, don't over exaggerate it. Just say, I'm gonna spend $1,500, $2,000, $3,000. That sounds logical. And because again, we don't want to trigger any unnecessary red flags. Then you simply just slide the tab and then you're gonna submit your application and you'll get an instant decision. Now, if you don't get an instant decision, it's gonna say, we will contact you in a certain amount of days. Just be on the lookout for your email. They're gonna let you know in email whether or not they're going to increase your credit limit. Everyone's gonna be different. Some people will get instant responses and some people will not. Last part's the most important. Now, if you're approved, congratulations, you're leveling up in life. You got an actual credit limit increase with no hard inquiry. Now, if you get denied, because there's gonna be people that get denied, don't come into the comments trying to hunt me down. I can help you fix it. When you get denied, you're going to receive a letter explaining why. Read the actual letter and then fix the issue and then try again in 91 days. Yes, you can try again in 91 days before you try again. Do not do it in 30 days, 60 days, or 2 days. Do it in 91 days exactly. And then the next question is, okay, so I got approved. When should be a good time to ask for another credit limit increase? I say at minimum, once every 6 months, you should request a credit limit increase with your credit card company if you're using your credit card and you're paying it off in full, because that's how you should do it. Or at minimum, once a year. Some people say, I don't need it. That's perfectly fine. We're not requesting a credit limit increase to get more money to spend. No, we're getting it to build up our credit profile to make it look stronger. Because imagine this. If a lender looks at your credit report and they see a $500 credit limit and it has a $100 balance, they're like, ooh, that's kind of crazy. But if they see a $10,000 credit limit and you only carry a $100 balance, they're like, oh, this person doesn't really need to use that money. They're a responsible person. You see the difference? Because higher limits equals stronger credit profiles. Banks trust people who already have high limits. So when you increase credit limits with Capital One, other banks are more likely to approve you for a bigger credit line also. So a great example, if you have a credit limit with Capital One and it's $5,000, you go apply for a Chase credit card. We're just using this hypothetically, or an American Express credit card that has a credit limit. They're going to be incentivized to give you more money. That's how it works. but if you come in with a $250 or $500 credit limit, and that's it, guess what? They're gonna give you the same credit limit. So this is why I teach people to increase their credit limits as soon as and as fast as they possibly can, so you can move up to the next credit card. So when you're building with a credit union, then you already have your first credit card on your credit profile, and you've built that up to a decent amount. Now the credit union sees those actual cards and they're like, okay, this person is using their credit card responsibly. Let's give them more money. And before I leave you, do not, and I repeat, do not call Capital One and try to do a credit limit increase over the phone, because you will in fact get a hard inquiry. You can only do this inside the app with no hard inquiry. Again, as I said before, as many times as you like, but I gave you the base points so you can understand when to do it and when not to do it. And if you have any collections, charge-offs, or negative items that you need to delete from your credit reports, make sure to watch this video right here, because it's gonna show you how AI will do all the work for you, mails your letters, and comes with the 110% money back guarantee. And if you felt that I brought you some value in this video, make sure that you don't forget and subscribe to increase your credit score.